Hello everyone! We're back again today with another how-to video. We're going to make this cute little cactus earring on a Bali silver ear wire with two little Swarovski crystals. You can customize this earring by changing the color of the crystals, but I thought something orange to match the little fruit on there would probably be the best choice. Another cute idea would be maybe some turquoise to play up the whole desert situation. You can really run wild with your crystals in this one. If you watched our angel tutorial a couple days ago, this one is pretty similar. We're going to start with a head pin, our beads stacked on the head pin, and then we're going to attach it to the ear wire. The great thing about earrings and ear wires is that almost every single one is open here. It's not a soldered ring. Which means that when we make our wire wrap, we don't have to link it to something while we're wrapping it. We can make the whole thing and then open up our ear wire, see right there, to attach it. So it's a little bit easier that way. The main thing with ear wires is if someone pulls on your earrings, you want them to fall apart. You don't want them to pull all the way through your ear. That's why it's really not the end of the world if you want to use simple loops or jump rings that are open on your earrings, and why it's not a big deal that the hooks are closed. Of course, any open ring does mean that maybe you shouldn't wear these earrings while you're at the gym or doing anything that they could get caught on. Most people don't, but it never hurts to have a bit of a reminder there. So we're going to start with our head pin, a ball end head pin yet again. Feel free to use a flat one if you don't like that little ball, but I think it's a nice little finished point. And we're going to stack all of our beads onto our head pin. So we'll start with a Swarovski crystal, put our cactus bead on, aren't these cute? And another crystal. There we go. So now we're ready to do our wire wrap. And this, you may already know, it's such a versatile and great technique to know. You can turn any bead into a pendant or a charm with just this simple little setup. Make your earrings, attach pieces to chain. It really opens up a huge world of possibilities for you. And we do offer a wire wrap class. If you're watching the videos and you're like, that's great, but I would like someone to help me step by step the entire way so they can see what I'm doing. We offer classes, and that would be a great way to sit and just hammer out this technique, really get your muscle memory going. That's really the key with anything, isn't it? Is just practice. So now we start with our chain nose pliers. I laid out all the pliers we're going to use here. Chain nose, the pointy tipped, polished inside. Round nose have two round cones for the jaws. Flush cutters are wire cutters with a flat edge that will just shear your wire on one side so you don't have that little pinch that scratches people. And then our bent nose pliers, bent nose with a polished inside, much like the chain nose, like someone just took the chain nose and bent it. So we start with our chain nose pliers. We're going to grab right on top of the bead with the tippy tip of our pliers. That way we are super close with our wire wrap. We don't have a gap here between the loop and our beads. And we're just going to take one finger and make a right angle. Voila. So now we're going to take our round nose pliers and we're going to grab right on the corner here, sort of at a 45-degree angle, because again, you want to be right on that corner. You don't want to be on this part of your wire, and you don't really want to be on this top part either. We want to center our loop right on the corner. So we take our pliers and we're going to push our wire up towards us and back down. Make sure you stay to the tip of your pliers. It makes it a lot easier to see what you're doing and actually access it. And now that we bumped our nose on our pliers here, that means we can't go any further, but we really need this tail to keep going away from us to make a loop right here. But the bottom jaw of my pliers is in the way. So what we do is we hold on to our bead, loosen our grip on our pliers, but don't take them out, and just rotate so that the bottom jaw is now on the top, and you can keep pushing this wire right up against your pliers for a nice little loop. And you can always fix the roundness of your loop after you've wrapped it up. So if you're not totally happy with it, but it's not leaning or off kilter, then just be okay with it for right now. It's just gonna be uneven for a minute. We're all done with the round nose pliers. Those don't grab onto anything. They only help you form a loop. So you shouldn't use them for wrapping or for hanging on because so little of the pliers actually touches each other. We're going to use our bent nose pliers here to grab onto the loop that we just made. And then our chain nose pliers, because they can grab really well, we're going to grab the very end of the wire that's sticking up here. And you really want to use your bent nose pliers in your non-dominant hand. But keep in mind, if you've been doing all of this with your left hand so far, things will be backwards with the way the wires cross. So you may have to look at your wire. See here, you can see one wire crosses behind the other wire. So you're going to have to go forward from here. If I were holding it in this hand, this wire would be on top, so I would need to go away from me. So right here, grab the end of our wire. This gives us control over the entire thing, and we just wrap towards ourselves. You kind of imagine that you're you're kind of holding the wire taut while you turn it. That just helps you get really tight, really straight little wraps there. And I kind of did an extra wrap around the bottom. It just barely sits on top of the other wraps, but it kind of gives you this faux bead cap look. So I'm going to take my flush cutters and I'm going to put the flat end against the wrap I made and snip the wire here. It's best to hold on to your wire pieces while you cut them so they don't fling into your eyeballs. Safety first. Take your chain nose pliers and just sort of give this a little smush. Make sure nothing is popped out in a weird way. And then to fix this round loop, we're just going to stick our round nose pliers through it as far as they'll go and just kind of wiggle them a little bit until the loop looks the way that we want it. And you can center it a little bit more by just grabbing onto the loop and pushing everything else to be more in line. Voila. So now we just have to add our ear wire, and we're going to open ear wires the same way we'd open jump rings, which is by using ear wires are nice. You really only need one pair of pliers to hold on because your hands can hold this part, but you want to find the side that's not connected and you just sort of lift up a little bit to open up that gap. Put your loop onto your earring, take your chain nose pliers and do the exact same motion but opposite, and then you have a lovely new set of cactus earrings. Thanks for watching and stay tuned tomorrow. We're going to have a new video every day.